So apparently, people in China are pretending to go to work. Video by Wani. We're gonna check it out. I've never heard of this concept, but apparently, people in China are pretending to go to work because they can't actually find a job, and it's a shame in their society to actually not work. So they pay money to pretend to work, so their parents don't think that they're not working. I don't know. It's weird. We'll get into it. I'll share my thoughts on it, I guess. Well, let's watch it.
Well, I sure hope you are, because you're gonna love this one. Have you ever heard of someone paying money to go to work? Like, not a co working space, not a cafe, but literally a fake office. A whole 9 to 5 with no salary. Welcome to China's trend where people pay to pretend to have a job. I know, I said it, the J word. Like, at first, I thought this was a joke. Like one of those Douyin skits where someone pretends to be a CEO in a 10-year affair with their assistant. But nah, this is real. Like, very real. People clock in, they take office selfies, they even go to pretend interviews. And some places literally forbid office romances so the fake workplace won't turn into a K-drama. This is like a luxury hotel atmosphere.
No lie, no lie. Yo, no lie, this could work potentially if for like people on social media. So now that like they're pulling out the cameras and she's saying that she's a CEO, you ever think about how like people on social media they rent out Lambos, they rent out like whatever. Like there's like a certain side of social media where it's more flashy, aimed at the mass media, aimed at kids. There's another side of social media that if you're a professional, you probably know, but it's more geared towards adults or people who work corporate jobs or people who just work jobs in general. And these type of people, like, they're trying to show, like, oh, you know what? I'm a CEO at this big company and I have this nice office or whatever. I don't know if that's what the goal of where they're going here, but I definitely see that that could work if that's the angle.
干净整洁的办公环境，100家的工位随意选择。
Changshu pretend to work. Water, laptop, printer,
Or
snack.
like one of those fake day in the life videos.
The only thing you don't have is a salary. The whole thing started when a guy named Chen Yingjian had some empty office space lying around that he didn't need to use. As a normal person would. You know, just some spare office space. His recent grad friend Xiao Chu joked, "Bro, since no one can find jobs right now, why don't you create a company where the whole business model is centered around pretending to work?" Yeah, normal people like us would, you know, just laugh and move on.
Goodness.
These two basically looked at each other and said, wait, why does this low-key make sense? So Chen actually converted the office into a legit fake workplace. Desks, meeting rooms,
Hey, yo.
reception desk.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, shit. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, we don't really go through that same challenge inside of what they got going on, but like the amount of people who are lined up to fake work, it is crazy.
And even a live streaming studio. Because, well,
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here, wishing you a very
The amount of people lined up to work, it is absolutely crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That might be a solid business move, a solid business model.
4 to 5 USD to experience the thrilling corporate life of sitting at a desk and doing absolutely nothing. Or they pay around 300 to 600 yuan a month, and fresh graduates get a discount at 150 yuan. Within 2 months, 30 to 40 people were already working there. This man accidentally speedran a startup from
But what the fuck are they doing? Like, like what are you doing all day? How are you actually getting money? This seems like a counterintuitive because it's like you're paying to work, but what are you actually doing for work and who's giving you this money? I mean, I suppose it's not that expensive, but I don't know how much that like 150, 300, yuan, whatever you call it, is in terms of USD and how easy that is to obtain capital within China. But I mean, I don't know. Like that seems counterintuitive. You're trying to fake work. I mean, I suppose if, like I said, with the alternative, you're like a LinkedIn star, like a YouTube star, or whatever, who just talks about working or who makes it their business to actually work, but you don't actually have the life that you're portraying to live. I suppose that then it might work. You know, like just like how people rent out Lambos, I mentioned before. You'd be surprised how many people are faking their lifestyle on social media. Don't believe anything with my eyes, but you know, I can see it working in that way. But otherwise, I don't know. If you're just trying to hide out for a few hours, shit, like sit in your car, go to freaking Starbucks or go to a cafe or something. I mean, I suppose somebody could see you, but I don't know. I just don't see this. I don't know.
Just a funny idea to congratulations, you have employees who aren't actually employees. And then boom, it went viral on Xiaohongshu and Douyin. Because of course young people love showing off their productivity arc. And soon pretend to work companies literally popped up everywhere. Shanghai, Chengdu, Beijing, literally Pokemon regional variants of fake workplaces. It's packed. Even if you wanted to, I think you would have to book a year in advance. Helping the unemployed who want to hide the truth from their families. Working hard.
That's the service.
Like,
that's the service. I'm not gonna lie. Like, all right. We need to decentralize. I understand with China, and I don't really understand their culture and their social norms like that. But we need to decentralize us telling people who are just out of college, fresh out of college, who are 18, 19, 20, 21, that they need to have their life together immediately. It is fucking possible in this economy. I don't care where the fuck you're at. I mean, maybe China is doing better. I heard that like China has a lower poverty rate and everybody's owning their homes in China. I could be wrong, right? But, you know, immediately like no, actually fuck that. China has to be feeling what we're feeling because the companies that are the countries that China deals with, they all fuck with America. So there's absolutely no way that China's not feeling the economic toil that America is going through.
Hardly working. Sorry. Now, most of these places charge around 30 to 50 yuan per day, where they offer computers, Wi-Fi, printers, meeting rooms, free snacks, and lunch. And of course, some even make you fill out forms and do mock interviews.
We need to decentralize us needing to have our lives together. It's just not realistic at this point. It's just not.
You want to feel employed? Congrats, bro. Get ready for an onboarding process that is more legit than most companies out there. Because the rules, well, no smoking, no dating, no skipping work, clocking in from 9 to 5 like a respectable fake adult. Some places even give you staff cards so that, you know, you can really feel not jobless. You'll have supervisors walking around looking over people and even simulated work-like activities. But here's the thing, why would anyone pay for this? Let me introduce you to the true final boss of Chinese society. That is what is called face. Now, China already has a history of pretending at work. Like people staying at work late, doing absolutely nothing just to look like they're dedicated. But you know, having a job isn't just a job. It's your dignity and it's your parents' WeChat moments begging rights. A participant from Shandong
you know what?
straight up just said,
I get that because like as an immigrant, right? My dad is an immigrant. And the way that they compare, the way that they compare what everybody is doing, it is mad. It is absolutely fucking nuts. The way that they compare each other's jobs, like my dad is Nigerian, right? And the way that other Nigerians that they talk about, oh, my son's doing this, oh, my son's making this much money. I could imagine because every other race besides Americans do this. Well, don't lie. They do it low key. American, like people who are actually American. My mom is American, right? People who are actually American, they do it low key. They're like, oh yeah, you know, they don't flaunt how much money they're making. But immigrants, they'll straight up be like, yeah, I'm making this much money. My son's making this, and that. It's hyper fucking competitive, and you always have to look like you're doing well. And I think that's why, like, I've really opted out of the whole political diversity, like when it comes to being a Nigerian immigrant, because I don't want to have to pretend. I don't want to have to have my fucking life together and I'm only fucking 25. Granted, you know what? You know what? Maybe I should have my life together. Maybe I should.
People do this because they want to save face and don't want their parents to know that they're unemployed. So instead of staying home, they put on an office outfit, go to a pretend desk, and send busy at work selfies to their family group chat. Honestly, peak performative activities. Doing his whole morning routine. If I tried to do this, I'd be late 2 hours.
现在就是上来说的一个状态。
What are you doing now? Is he grocery shopping before
到了，
work?
到了，兄弟们。
Finally arrived.
那我们先进去
And
坐
it's
一
time to
坐
clock out now.
到工位了。下班了，下班了，打卡下班了。
If you don't understand the rules
Nope.
of power, you will certainly lose.
Nope. Absolutely maddening though that this is what's going on. The economy is that shit.
Because some experts said that these mock offices actually provide structure. One of the doctors here said that they actually help young people keep a routine while looking for jobs. Some of them call it a shell, a space where young people distance themselves from society and not feel like they're failing. In other words, fake it till you make it. Now, a couple of our subjects here. Shui Zhou, a 30-year-old man whose food business collapsed in 2024. This man now pays 30 yuan a day in Dongguan to work at a fake office. Originally, he went day by day, but then he eventually upgraded to the VIP pass, which was 500 yuan a month. So he sends death selfies to his parents so that they stop worrying. He studies e-commerce there, stays until 11 p.m., then just chills with his colleagues. Bro found more work-life balance at a fake
I ain't
office
gonna lie,
than
that's
most
more of
people
like
would
a-
at the real.
That's more of like a social club than an actual than like an actual work environment, because I could see the benefit of that if you're just joining a social club, honestly. I mean, it doesn't seem quite like a workplace, and it's not like they're actually, I mean, I guess at the same time it's like everybody's joining together because everyone's like, we're all unemployed, we all need a safe face. At the same time, we're all kind of lonely because that's the fucking world we live in, where everybody's too busy tick-tacking on their goddamn iPhone and nobody is talking to each other anymore. And I can see how this works. I can see, you know, in a weird dystopian Black Mirror freaking way, I can see how this works.
This is the reception area, but there's nobody there. This is our workspace. There are computers and printers, but they don't work.
Here about 50.
This is an office with a nice view, but we only use it to play video games and take naps.
For 21-year-old Danny Wu, it's the extra touch that makes the concept enticing and believable.
She couldn't find a full-time job, but her university demanded internship proof for her diploma.
I take photos of my work environment. My family always asks me what I do. I can give them proof.
Took photos as evidence and spent the rest of the time writing online novels to earn cash.
But Shawty's on the news. Like, she's on, like, hold on, back this up. Like, you're on the news. This is not the, like, this is like the news,
What I
right?
do, I can give them proof.
Like, she's on like a documentary or something. Someone's gonna find this, right? Social media is not that big of a place.
Took photos as evidence and spent the rest of the time writing online novels to earn cash. Her philosophy, if you're going to fake it to the end. Now, the founder says that 40% of customers are people like her. Fresh grads who need a certificate or just want to look employed. Then there's Ryan, 25, from Jiangsu. He worked at a pretend office for 6 months. Still unemployed 18 months post-graduation. He said paying to work made him feel stupid, which, I mean, but he said routine is routine. Some local bosses.
But you're not really paying. I mean, you're also paying for like a social club. You're also paying for a social club, and you're also paying to be a contributing member of society. I guess it looks fucking stupid to me. To me, I'd rather just be unemployed and have my parents be on my ass. But I mean, I don't know the pressures that China faces. Like I said, I could only imagine as a half immigrant, yet alone being a full immigrant.
To even do fake interviews for fun. For fun is diabolical. Now, Beijing actually opened one with 280 square meters, 30 workstations, charging 49.9 yuan a day. You go in, and it's full every day. So what actually goes on in the training grounds? If you walk into one of these offices, honestly, it looks kind of legit. And the craziest thing is that they have membership tiers. Pay more, computer actually works. Pay less, you might get a dead monitor for decoration.
Bruh.
You know, just for the aesthetic. In Dongguan, an owner of one of these companies named Fei Yu said that he just wants to sell the feeling of worth and doesn't want to help people only with their acting skills. Instead, he helps them try to turn pretend work into real work. Now, Chen Yingjian also believes that most clients aren't just laying flat, but just trying to better themselves. Like, he even lets them work on some of his sales projects.
So it's like
splits
self-improvement.
profits 70 to 30 with them. So sometimes a pretend office becomes
Wait,
a real
what?
job. His profits 70 better themselves. Like he even lets them work on some of his sales projects and splits profits 70 to 30 with them. So sometimes a pretend office
Okay.
becomes a real job. This is not what I signed up for. Of course, not everyone is happy about this. Some people are like, you still have no salary and you're even spending money to work. The economy is cooked. Does the company offer a pretend to
I
be
mean,
a work
obviously.
service where you can verbally abuse people and they can't talk back? If you provide the right amount
Let's
of money,
not bullshit. Let's not bullshit. This economy is trash. Like this economy is absolutely dog dookie. I'm sure there's people doing well. You look on social media, people doing well all over. I could be wrong, but me personally, I'm not gonna lie to you. This economy is fucking dookie. This is not. To me, this is not it. As someone who's gonna tell you the truth, because a lot of people can come on social media and they're just gonna bullshit to you. This economy is not all it. It's not.
everything will be fine. Isn't that just paying to work? No.
We're in a
business.
recession.
Then there's the legal side, where some places offer fake internship certificates, which is a big no-no. Some even advertise that they'll make social insurance payments for you so you look officially employed. This could literally just cross into fraud. Is this sustainable? Probably not. But at least 14 companies have registered under the name Pretend to Work, so demand is still there. Now maybe you've heard of Tangping, lying flat, which means I quit the rat race. Wake me up when capitalism doesn't exist anymore. And then Lao Shu Ren, rat people, describing Gen Z who spend all their day in bed doom scrolling, refusing to participate in society.
Damn.
Fake offices are
That's dystopian. That's legit some Black Mirror shit. Like you just sit in your bed. Ooh, dopamine. Nom, 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 nom. More dopamine. Nom, 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 nom. Nom, 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 nom. Smoothie. Dopamine. Like you're literally disassociated from reality. Like if you get off your phone, you're fucking depressed.
right in the middle, just right between laying flat and standing up straight. And to be honest, every country pretends. In China, we have fake offices. In the West, you have people renting out supercars, trying to sell you a course on how to sell a course. So yeah, at first glance, this whole thing feels
And
like a
you
joke.
know what? And this shit they might bring this shit to America, in all honesty. Because, there's a lot of people who want to start a business. Like, who want to start a social media business. But if you know the game of social media, a lot of it is just lies. So I can see how this could be profitable in the West, too, if you market it right.
Essentially people paying to cosplay office workers. But in a collapsing job market, a stressed out society, parents demanding stability, you know how Asian parents are. They don't tolerate unemployed people like me and you. So fake offices give them a place to exist. Maybe even hope. Or at least, you get free coffee and snacks. But for now in China, it's pretty clear how far people will go to survive expectations and reality. So the next time you see your friend post a first day at a new job story, tell them to celebrate by treating you to a Michelin star dinner. Then check their bank account.
Meet Plank.
Damn. All right, y'all. Join the Bash crew. Hit the subscribe. Hit the like button. Click on my other videos. Keep watching. I love y'all, and I'll keep seeing y'all. We on the road to let's try to get me to 10,000 subscribers. Let's get it. Let's go. Dude.